the decision by former U.S. President Donald Trump to curtail financial aid to South Africa, coupled with his offer of asylum to Afrikaners and his condemnation of South Africa's land expropriation without compensation, law, sparked significant international controversy. The executive order, signed in insert date, explicitly accused the South African government of perpetrating unjust racial discrimination against the Afrikaner community, a claim vehemently denied by the South African government. The order painted a picture of systemic discrimination against Afrikaners, alleging widespread inequality in employment, education, and business opportunities, further fueled by what Trump described as hateful rhetoric and government actions fueling disproportionate violence against racially disfavored landowners. This narrative, however, was met with strong rebuke from South Africa, which characterized it as a campaign of disinformation and propaganda. The heart of the controversy lies in South Africa's land reform program, specifically the amendment to the constitution allowing for land expropriation without compensation under certain circumstances. This contentious policy, intended to address historical land injustices stemming from apartheid, has become a focal point of debate both domestically and internationally. While supporters argue that it is a necessary step towards redressing the egregious land imbalances left by the apartheid regime, critics, including President Trump, contend that it amounts to unfair confiscation of property and represents a form of reverse discrimination against white landowners, particularly Afrikaners. The historical context is crucial to understanding the complexities of this issue. Apartheid, a brutal system of racial segregation and oppression enforced by the Afrikaner-dominated National Party, left an enduring legacy of profound inequality. The Afrikaner population, descendants of Dutch settlers who arrived in South Africa in 1652, and later joined by French Huguenot refugees, held a dominant position during the apartheid era. Their control over land and resources contributed significantly to the systematic This historical context is often cited by supporters of land reform as justification for the current policies, arguing that the current situation is a direct consequence of past injustices. Trump's assertion that Afrikaners face widespread discrimination, however, overlooks the substantial progress made in South Africa since the end of apartheid. While significant challenges remain, the country has made considerable strides in establishing a multiracial democracy and dismantling the structures of apartheid. Affirmative action policies, designed to redress historical imbalances and promote inclusivity, are often cited as contributing factors to the perceived discrimination against Afrikaners. These policies aim to create a more equitable society by providing opportunities to previously marginalized groups, but they have also been criticized for potentially disadvantaging certain individuals based on race. The offer of asylum to Afrikaners further escalated the tensions. This gesture was perceived by many as an interference in South Africa's internal affairs and a blatant disregard for the country's sovereignty. The South African government strongly rejected the offer, asserting its capacity to manage its own affairs and protect its citizens. The offer also raised concerns about the potential implications for international relations and the precedent it might set for other nations facing internal political challenges. Furthermore, the offer of asylum is predicated on a narrative of widespread persecution, a claim contested by South African authorities. The statement from the South African Foreign Ministry highlights the perception of a deliberate campaign aimed at undermining South Africa's stability and international standing. In conclusion, the Trump administration's actions concerning South Africa represent a complex interplay of historical grievances, current political realities, and differing interpretations of justice and equality. The situation underscores the deep-seated divisions and ongoing struggles surrounding land reform, race relations, and the legacy of apartheid in South Africa. The debate highlights the difficulties in reconciling competing claims of historical injustice, the challenges of implementing effective and equitable land reform, and the complexities of navigating international relations in the face of internal political discord. The long-term consequences of this intervention remain to be seen, but it undoubtedly adds another layer to the already intricate and sensitive issue of land reform in South Africa.